Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you for being here. I'm your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. A West Bloomfield basketball camp has given local kids more than just basketball training. It shares life lessons straight from a Michigan State University legend. Former Detroit Piston and NCAA champion Gregory Kelser was back in the gym recently teaching fundamentals, teamwork, and the importance of education. I actually stopped by to see how Kelser is inspiring the next generation, both on and off the court.
My favorite part of the camp is probably the people. I mean, I've met a lot of cool people with a lot of different skill sets, and that's very important to me.
Speaking to Coach Tay and Coach Strickland, they tell us what the camp offers and what it's been like coaching over time.
It offers a lot. You got the kids, they all come here, getting to know each other, so like the camaraderie of everything, and just like getting better. We got some dogs in here, we got people that love to compete, and I think this camp just brings that out of all kids.
I've been working with this camp with Greg and them for over 10 years, watching the youth grow up, coming back every year, having fun with the kids, and watching some of the kids go on to bigger and better things. You know, it's about learning, education, teamwork. That's what we teach here.
Beyond drills and scrimmages, former NBA player Gregory Kelser is coaching something deeper, and he tells us why basketball is a good way to teach life lessons.
Because basketball is all about team, working together, sacrificing, all for the common good. And those are all things that I think can be very, very important, or will be essential as you move out into the world as an adult. And some of the young athletes talk about the skills they improve on from the camp.
When I came here, I was not really the best at dribbling, but that it's definitely improved. So I can say I learned some new dribbling moves.
I like shooting.
You like shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, tell me something that you've learned since you've been here.
I learned some more defense.
With so much that he gives back to the community, coaches speak on what it's like working with Mr. Kelser.
Oh, very good. I go back with Greg to 1974. We went to high school in the same era. So I played ball against him. I played with Purge. He played for Henry Ford. So I've been knowing him for years.
Oh, yeah, it's great, man. Greg, he's a legend around here. Everybody knows him, his camps. Everybody who hooped in the, Metro Detroit area been to a Greg Kelser camp. Kelser
makes it a point to be present, offering advice and personal stories about how education opened doors in his life just as basketball did.
The basketball and all the other sports that you endeavor are privileges. You don't really have to have them, but your education is something that is absolutely essential, and it's the foundation. It's the thing that's going to carry you farthest. Even if you're fortunate enough to beat the odds and become a professional athlete like I did, it doesn't last forever. You still better have something else to fall back on.
Such an amazing experience for young athletes to learn from a true hometown hero. For more information on Greg Kelser's upcoming camps and community work in general, visit his website, gregorykelser.com. And our team sends out a weekly newsletter featuring the top stories and best programs from across Greater West Bloomfield. Stay in the know and never miss a beat in your very own hometown. If you're watching on Civic Center TV right now, get your smartphone out and scan that QR code on your screen. If you're looking at it, it'll give you a chance to sign up. Then check your email inbox at the end of every week for your update. And remember, you can always find our stories and keep up online at civiccentertv.com as well. Summer temperatures are rising, specifically even this week. Temperatures reaching the 90s, and so are energy bills. I actually stopped by to chat with local home inspector Jessica Lawton, who shares simple and smart ways for homeowners and renters to stay cool without breaking the bank.
Depending on what you want to do, right? So the best thing, everybody wants their house nice and cool, is to maintain your air conditioner. And a lot of people think, oh, I have to have somebody come out to do that. There are things that you can do yourself. The easiest is making sure you're changing your filter. Every 3 to 4 months, maybe 3 months if you have a lot of dogs, pets, anything like that, that dander clogs up. Usually at least twice a summer, just doing a home inspection, I end up defrosting somebody's air conditioner because of a dirty filter. So changing that filter is going to help the airflow, keep the coil colder, keep it clean. And then there are some other items you can use, like making sure that your suction line insulation on the unit, which I'll show you how to do. That's an easy thing to do yourself. You can get reflective window film so that when the sun is bouncing in, it sort of reflects it back out so that the windows don't absorb it the same way. And then we can also talk about some things in terms of not losing all that cold air that you're paying for by caulking and filling gaps and things like that on the outside of your house.
With the AC being the main component to fight the summer heat, Jessica continued by further explaining the lifetime and maintenance required on our home air conditioning system.
And air conditioners up here, honestly, 15 to 25 years we get, because they only work for a few months out of the year, right? Our furnaces work a lot harder than our air conditioners here in Michigan. If you haven't been staying on top of, or maybe the person who lived in your home before wasn't staying on top of keeping their filters changed, the A-coil that sits at your furnace, that can actually get dirty and it can cause the A-coil to ice up, which sounds like you should get really cold air, but that's not what it means. It means you'll actually get warm air. So staying on top of changing filters, like it's not just air quality, it actually is the function of the system.
Another great perspective we learned to consider is the direction and location of our home and how it affects heating and cooling.
In this home, these windows here, the front of the home is south facing. So south facing windows get sun all day long, right? So it's a good idea when we get those really hot sunny days, keep the curtains drawn on that. You're not going to get as much of what they call solar gain, right? So the house isn't sort of just heating up because the sun is just shining through those windows. East facing, you're going to get morning sun and then shade in the afternoon. If you know your home is south facing and you're leaving in the morning, it might be a good idea just to close up those curtains before you leave so that it doesn't just sort of shine through and kind of warm up the house all day long. So you're coming home to a house that's much hotter, or your HVAC system is working really hard to cool the house while you're gone.
Our local utility providers also have resources available to help you get the most of your energy while saving money.
DTE and consumers both have programs for that. They have rebates that they offer. Like I know DTE does a rebate for smart thermostats. I think it's around $50 right now for a smart thermostat. They also DTE has a program for interruptible air conditioning service, so they can install a second meter on your air conditioner. They'll offer you a lower rate that just the electricity the air conditioner uses in exchange for that. And then also, if you do decide to put in a new air conditioner, if you get to a certain level of efficiency, or what's called the SEER rating, you will get rebates back on that as well, depending on how energy efficient it is.
And that's some great insight for us all to beat the heat and save some money. For more energy-saving tips, visit dteenergy.com, consumersenergy.com, or your local utility provider's website. And did you know DTE offers rebates covering 50% of comprehensive home energy audits, air sealing, and insulation for eligible homeowners? That's up to $5,000. To give us more information regarding rebates and ways to save money on our utility bills, we actually spoke with Jose Gonsalves, Energy Efficiency Manager for DTE Energy.
Jose, great to have you with us today. Thank you for having me.
Of course, really, really important conversation we're having right now, as it's important that we know how to save these very important energy costs. So how is DTE collaborating with local community action agencies in West Bloomfield to ensure that vulnerable households are aware of and can access these energy efficiency programs?
Yeah, Jake, DTE offers a multitude of energy efficiency programs for our customers, both residential, C&I think even our small business customers have programs available that offer energy efficiency rebates that are really designed to encourage that adoption of the higher efficiency products and or solutions for their homes and or businesses. So what I always recommend to our customers is to visit our website as a great starting point to learn more about what opportunities are currently available and how best to take advantage of them.
That's right. Great information right off the bat for everybody to take into consideration. So what strategies would you say that DTE uses to help West Bloomfield residents understand the eligibility criteria and how that applies for both the assessment rebates and low-income EEA upgrades?
Yeah, depending on eligibility factors are available on the website, and customers can learn more information there. That's really where I would guide everyone as a starting point. But then getting into the important piece for me is guiding through their individual home what the individual assessment needs might be. So every home is going to operate a little bit differently, and understanding what your home needs are and what opportunities you should pursue is really where we guide and where that comprehensive energy assessment comes in and helps essentially create a guide for next steps, whether there might be insulation, improvements to your HVAC equipment, furnace or air conditioning, or a combination of both. Understanding what the home needs are and what measures you should pursue is really, to me, that first step.
Can you give us some examples of some impactful energy saving upgrades?
Absolutely. There's a number of them, from low cost to no cost solutions. In the middle of the summer right now, keeping things like the air filter in your furnace and your air conditioner, keeping that well maintained and cleaned and changing it frequently, ensuring that your air conditioning unit outside is free of debris, that it can breathe freely, if you would. Those are some small, easy steps to initiate. Other things might include ensuring that your vents are not blocked so that air can freely move about the house. That if you have southern-facing windows, that the drapes are closed, so that you can reduce that sun exposure during the summertime. Then from there, once you're prepared to take on those energy efficiency improvements, whether that be insulation or equipment-based improvements with a smart thermostat or with an air conditioning unit that you want to pursue for a higher efficiency, DTE has rebates available, once again, to encourage customers to get on that higher efficiency levels.
Awesome. Great examples. Would you say that these have made a big difference for families in West Bloomfield?
I would expect that too. I know I've seen that in my own house. The smart thermostat being a really easy one. Also encourage folks to take a look at DTE's Insight app as a great way to really learn and understand how you're using energy in your home. Seeing that on a daily basis really helped me and my family understand where my energy consumption was going, and therefore take better steps to address that.
That's right. Now, with a community like West Bloomfield, there are plenty of older homes that need significant retrofits. So how would you say these programs are tailored to the local housing stock in West Bloomfield?
So the common areas are going to be, independent of the housing stock. Yes, different homes are going to have different needs, but understanding what the core components of a home that ultimately deliver or contribute to your energy usage and how you can actually save energy is, to me, what's really, really important. So that comprehensive energy assessment helps you as a homeowner understand what your individual housing needs are and how best to proceed from there. So again, insulation is likely an area where most of us can really benefit from in pursuing that in combination with high efficiency equipment.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with DTE Energy Efficiency Manager Jose Gonçalves, talking about some very important energy saving practices we can all be taking into consideration for these summer months. Now, Jose, With funding limited and demand high, how does DTE decide which neighborhood or applicant groups in West Bloomfield receive priority for rebate and assistance funds?
We work with our community organizations and with our customers to try and help as many customers as we can on a yearly basis. But it's ensuring that folks understand what is available, what is needed for their homes, and then ultimately pursuing those energy efficiency upgrades, whether that be now or into the future.
That's right. You want to make sure you help as many people as possible, and everything you guys are doing is fantastic. So now I want to get into maybe some advice for West Bloomfield residents to take into consideration, especially as they prepare for a home energy assessment. How can they properly prepare for something like that?
So first, I think contacting a local contractor or energy rater who's going to perform that service and understanding what the service is going to conduct in your home. You should expect it to take a couple hours, perhaps a little bit longer for larger homes. It is, in its nature, as the name calls out, a very comprehensive assessment of the home, where there's going to be some diagnostic tools that are utilized to really measure the airflow and how the home is operating as a system. So understanding what is going to be required. Is there going to be a need to access the furnace, for instance, or other areas of the home where you want to ensure that there's a clear path and that that individual contractor, the specialist, can have access to those areas. But having that discussion to understand what to expect for those days is what I would recommend.
And what costs would you say these residents should take into consideration, or should they expect, versus rebates when working with participating contractors?
Yeah, costs will vary. It'll vary depending on the home size, it'll vary on the conditions, and how much is going to be performed in a home as well. I always encourage folks to take 2 or 3 different quotes from different contractors, ensure that it's competitive. But what I can say is that DTE has rebates available to help offset some of that cost and encourage customers taking on that efficiency steps.
Well, it's great to hear of all of this information and resources that are available with DTE. Jose, I got one more question before we wrap things up. Beyond short-term rebates, how is DTE helping to change long-term energy behavior, like thermostat settings and ongoing maintenance, for sustained savings in West Bloomfield households?
Yeah, the energy efficiency rebates are certainly a first step. It's encouraging that behavior and that educational component for customers to understand how best to utilize their energy in their homes and in their businesses to be as efficient as possible in the long term. So that's why, again, even from a rebate perspective, DTE offers a variety of different rebates, and you can learn about those both on our website at dtenergy.com/save energy, or even by starting and visiting our marketplace at dtemarketplace.com. Those are great initial steps to help you understand what your current needs might be and how best to maximize those energy savings in the long term.
Well, DTE is available to help out anything that customers may have. Jose, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you very much for having me.
Once again, for more information and details on energy saving tips and more, go to dteenergy.com or dtemarketplace.com for more as well. The Sunset Charity Gala, hosted by the North Oakland County's Board of Realtors, or NOCBOR, is an inspiring event where proceeds support Humble Design. That's a local nonprofit helping families transition out of homelessness. We recently spoke with Diana Avenue and Renee Drummond from NOCBOR to share more about this meaningful event. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. I can't wait to talk about this event and what you all have going on. Very, very special. I just want to start with you, Diane. Let's get into it. What inspired the organization NOCBOR to create this Sunset Charity Gala?
So thank you, Kevin. We do a lot of charity work at NOCBOR. We have a monthly euchre tournament, but not during the summer. And Renee and I were doing a wine tasting one day, And it just kind of organically happened out of that. I said, hey, what if we did this at Nakbor in the summer when we don't have other events going on, and we linked it with a charity, and then it just kind of grew. But what if we did it outside? If we had a beach setting? If we had music? If we have charcuterie? It just kind of exploded.
It sounds like you just kept adding better things and just make it sound like a good time as well. Now, with that being said, can you just briefly just tell us how the event has evolved over time as well?
Yeah, so this is our inaugural event, actually.
Okay.
We're very excited for this.
Nice.
We had to pivot from a wine tasting event because the venue that we have over on at the Bayside Beach Association, which was donated, by the way, as a venue, they don't allow glass, so we couldn't pull off the wine tasting because the wine tasting is in itself a charity event, and of course she has to show her beautiful bottles. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to make a white sangria and a red sangria. We're going to have some delicious bevies there in plastic containers, of course.
You gotta do what you gotta
do. Yeah. We wanted it to be a good time, right? We want to give our members and other members of the community that want to support the charity some bang for their buck, right? It's summertime. Let's be outside. Let's be near the beach. Let's do summertime things. So that was our vision. It's again, our inaugural event, and we're hoping to sell it out at 55 people.
Okay, that's what we're here for, to get that word out as well. Now, Renee, moving on to you, let's talk about it. What can attendees expect from the overall atmosphere of the event?
It is going to be a fantastic atmosphere. It's going to be very relaxed. It's going to be right there on the beach. You're going to have a lovely background with all the water and the music. We've got a saxophone player. We've got drinks. It's just going to be relaxing and nice and fun and casual. Just really a nice evening by the sunset. That's kind of our goal, is just to really take advantage of a Michigan summer night and enjoy that together. And doing it for a good charity, a good cause.
Exactly. And I want to kind of elaborate on that. I want you to continue on that, Renee. So what do you feel like makes this event stand out from other maybe summer fundraisers or galas, however you pronounce them, in our area?
Well, I think a lot of time in Michigan especially, it seems like we do a lot of golf outings, which are fantastic. We're getting ready to do one ourselves. We love those, but this is something totally different. This is, okay, maybe you don't play golf. Maybe you don't want to be in the heat all the time, but you are a person who really just enjoys relaxing with a glass of wine and while you're listening to some good music and talking to friends. So this is kind of that kind of environment that we want to create, just a very relaxing, fun event, while we do this as a charity for a fantastic organization that ties in. It ties in with our real estate, ties in with the North Oakland Board of Realtors. So it's a really good tie-in to help the community, but also get our word out there.
Okay. So I want to further pick your brains about what we're expecting at this event. But with me right here live on The Splash, by the way, from the North Oakland County Board of Realtors, Renee Drummond, and we all have Diana Avenue talking about the upcoming Nakbor event that'll be the Sunset Charity Gala. I'm always confused if it's gala or gala, but it will be coming soon right here in our area.
Kevin.
Yeah. I'm like, which one is it? But ultimately, so I want to ask you, Diana, about your performer for the evening, Antonio Muse, if I pronounced that right. Can you just talk about
Antonio Muse? Yes.
Talk about why they were selected, please.
So we wanted to have like a very soft kind of jazzy music background, and in researching and asking for referrals, he was a standout. So he played one of my very good friends and a fellow Nakbor member's birthday party, and she said he was a big hit. And doing some research with him, he does a lot of charity events. He plays at some wineries. And to be honest with you, when I got on the phone with him, we were talking about price, and he goes, you know what? He goes, I do this because I like it, and for these charity events, I'm not here to make a ton of money. So he gave us a very, very reasonable price, which we are looking to get sponsored, by the way. We're still looking hashtag need sponsors. And so he's just very genuine, very nice, and it fits in with the backdrop of what we're hoping to present. at the event, which is kind of casual summer relax.
Yeah. Oh, we need that. That has to be part of our summer. At least one event like that where we get to just chill, have some wine, some sangria, listen to some good. Oh my goodness! Don't let me start right there. But Diane, I want to continue with.
Yeah.
Yes. We need babysitters for that night.
We might need some babysitters. If I may, Kevin, I just wanted to talk, I wanted to kind of expound a little bit on what Renee said about the event and how we chose Humble Design.
Please.
We're in the business of putting people in homes, right? So the Northern Oakland County Board of Realtors is comprised with about 900 realtors and other affiliates like myself. And we oftentimes, are working with families getting into homes, and it is a big deal. But then we forget about the people that don't have homes, right? The people that struggle to find homes. And Humble Design as a charity fits such a wonderful need. We wanted to make sure that they got some love and appreciation for everything that they do. And they are going to be in attendance that evening as well. Kim and her director, and I believe his name is Chris, are going to be there to also talk about the charity. So we really want to be able to just make people aware that there are, while we're all here having a good time and celebrating at closing tables, that there are people that are struggling to find shelter, and they help with that. So, yeah.
I think that's very important that you mentioned that as well. And this is something I kind of want you all to elaborate on as well, just talking about, you're representing NOCBOR, North Oakland County's Board of Realtors. We people like, why are realtors doing stuff like this? A charity, like, why are they even involved in the community? But I wanted you all to paint that picture. And if you want to, Renee, if you want to further elaborate on that, the importance of community engagement when it comes to NOCBOR and how it actually coincides with your mission.
It does. And, the first thing as a real estate agent, personally, I'm a real estate agent, and my job is to connect people with the home.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's your most expensive home, your least expensive, your first, your last, your middle. It doesn't matter. My job is to connect you with the home that you need. And I tell all of my clients, home is where your heart is. And I think that is a lot of what we talk about. And this gives us an opportunity because Diana's right. We are so focused on getting the deal to the table and getting our clients in the home that they need that we forget there are people out there that are struggling to get a home. And that's just as important. That is crucially important. We want everyone to have a home. Everyone should have a home, a place to call home, a place to go, a place to feel safe. And that really, I'm so glad that we're able to do this charity because that's what they're about. They're about putting your home back together. It's one thing to go from homeless to finally getting a home, and that's so exciting. But what's more exciting is when you get to go in and it's set up. It's set up as a home because, again, you've got the home, but what if you don't have the bed? What if you don't have the dresser? This charity, Humble Design goes in and fills those spaces for you. We want everyone to fill their heart with the home. So that is the goal of this charity, is to make sure that we really promote what this charity does and how important it is that we're so excited that they get to not be away from being homeless, that they've moved out of that situation. But we also want them to continue to be happy there and to flourish and grow from that.
Yes, I'm so glad that you all have that in you to even consider the people who are going through homelessness and helping them get to that next level. We've actually worked with Humble Design, or actually had, we shot videos, or I should say, stories with local West Bloomfield high school residents or students partnering with Humble Design, and we saw the lives that it changed, and we were happy to be there, and we actually shared that story on our website as well. So great that you all are doing that. Just a few things before we let you go. Just continuing with you, Renee, if you want to, just tell us, what do you all expect in regards to growth for this event in the upcoming years?
Oh, we would love to do this every year. Are you kidding? We would love this thing to grow. I mean, right now, like Diana said, we're expecting 50 people. That would be awesome. But because it's new, and everybody's got all these events that they can do during the summer. If they choose to do our event, wow, we are thrilled to death. But next year, I'd like to see 100 people. The next year, let's do 150. I mean, because again, this is all going to help our community, all of our community. And I think that that's how your community grows. We help each other grow. We are a village. It takes a village. And so I would love to see this thing be a yearly event and grow, and it would be fabulous. And maybe even take have people that have been through, like you said, Kevin, you've done this program, you know what it is, have some of those people come back a year from now and say, this is what it did for me and my family. I mean, wow, how powerful would that be?
I know. Oh, I love that too. I love that. And just ending with you, Diana, if you want to just give out the details of the event again and any other information you want to share with our audience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We are excited to present the first annual Sunset Charity Gala. It is going to be on July 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. with live music, delicious sangria. We are going to have a beautiful charcuterie spread and desserts. It is $40 per person or $60 per couple. We want to make it cost effective for you.
Nice.
It's going to be at the Bayside Beach Association at 4343 Borland Street in West Bloomfield. And you can register on the website at www.nocbor.com. That is NOCBOR. Or you can call Christy after tomorrow at 248-674-4080. And we are still looking, since it's a charity event, we are still looking for a food sponsor and a music sponsor for a total of about $800. So if any of your listeners want to get in front of a fantastic group of real estate professionals and help a wonderful charity, we would love to talk to them.
Be a great time to collaborate and do it for a great cause as well. Once again, from the North Oakland County Board of Realtors, Renee Drummond and Diana Avenue, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Great charity event happened right here in our own Greater West Bloomfield community. And for more information on that event, go directly to NOCBOR's website, nocbor.com. That's NOCBOR.com for more. Chris Weiland is known for his upbeat, wholesome humor rooted in faith. Perfect for all ages. And he will be right here in West Bloomfield at the Covenant Baptist Church on August 16th for Clean Comedy Night. And to tell us all about it, is on the Splash Live is the man himself, Chris Weiland. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kevin. I appreciate this. This is cool.
No, we appreciate you being here, man. I'm already feeling your energy. I love it. And thank you for coming to West Bloomfield, bringing your comedy. And with that being said, let's start off with your energy, man. What kind of energy are you hoping to bring right here to Covenant Baptist Church in West Bloomfield on August 16th?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Kevin. I drink about 300 cups of coffee a day. So that's the energy you can pretty much expect. I'm a morning person. And but even at night, I'm coming at 7 p.m. at night, and I'm going to be wired. I'm going to be excited. The energy is a little relatable, little fun. And I walk into places, and usually people are like, I have a feeling he's a comedian. So that's the vibe I'm going to be bringing.
Yeah, and that is kind of crazy that you mentioned, because you do have that comedic energy, that upbeat, that fun, that funny, and I completely I can feel that even through our virtual conversation as well. We're expecting families and life groups to come out to the church and to indulge in your comedy as well. So how does that type of community engagement actually tailor or shape the way that you actually perform in these local settings?
Yeah, so, this is what's cool, is my comedy is just relatable comedy. So family members come, people that love to go to church come, but then people that have never been into church, but they've seen me on Dry Bar Comedy, or, I used to write for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, a bunch of other TV shows. They'll come in and just have a lot of fun with me because I do relatable comedy. So that's kind of the biggest thing, is you'll be able to walk in, you get inspired a little bit. I share some of my story, but it's all weaved in with jokes. And so we really have a lot of fun. Families, everybody can come in, and it's going to start at 7. You can even get VIP tickets, which I think I just give you a candy bar for that. So it'll be fun.
All right, just a candy bar, but that's still a great thing to add on to the comedy that we'll be receiving as well. That's
right.
hilarious.
That's right.
I'll take that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I want to speak on what you just said too, though, right? Working with late night with Jimmy Fallon, that's an incredible feat and part of your journey as well. So in that journey, how do you feel like performing, for these faith-based venues, even to writing late night with Jimmy Fallon? How's that evolved how's your comedy evolved since then?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was so long ago. I was like 19. I've been doing stand-up 17 years, and my mom got me into it. She, usually a parent wants you to be a lawyer or a doctor. My mom wanted me to be broke. And so I was like, all right, fine, and I loved it. And I did 200 shows my first year. And then year 2, I got hooked up to do what was called a fax writing at the time, which doesn't exist anymore. But you work on monologue jokes for the show. And so I was able to do that, which was fun. And then that snowballed into a bunch of writing for TV shows. But I just always loved stand-up. I think there's just something to say about you being in front of a bunch of people and having a moment together. And like, if you were to come to my other shows that are going on tour this, I start my tour this Friday. If you were to go on tour with me, you would get a different show almost every night because it's all about this experience that you get to have.
Nice. And I love that too. And we want to speak a little bit more into that experience that you are providing with people. But with us right here live on The Splash, by the way, award-winning Christian comedian Chris Weiland talking about being at the Covenant Baptist Church right here in West Bloomfield, August 16th for Clean Comedy Night. Now, I want to talk about the message in your comedy as well. Do you have any themes or messages that you do try to weave into your humor when you're at these events, these community-minded atmospheres as well?
Yeah, and let me just say, Kevin, thank you. The way that you hype me up, I'm like, award-winning, written for this cool stuff. I mean, you need to intro me that night.
You deserve
it. Also, I think it's my daughter that's crying. I apologize. I think it's getting figured out. But so with all of that, I think that, yes, I bring a bit of inspiration. I bring a message. I had some crazy things happen in my life, and I think a lot of people do,
Yes.
And there's some healing in humor. I cannot tell you how many times I've done a show and I get off stage and somebody's come up to me and they said, this was the worst week of their life. There's people that they have gone to their mother's funeral and came to a comedy show. I don't even know if I could do that, but yet they walked away with healing and they were like, I needed this. And so, comedy and laughter, it's so healing that it can just completely transform so much.
Yeah. No, and I've heard other comedians speak on that, how people come from very disappointing situations or whatever the case may be in a different mood and then come to a comedy show to kind of lift them up. And entertainment, and a lot of times, I used to work in radio, you would feel like sometimes like you're not doing anything that's really changing lives. But when you get that feedback from people that tell you really helped me during this time, it means a lot. So I completely understand that, and I want to applaud you for that as well. Now with that being said, there has to be a balance, right? You are trying to make people laugh, but you also are putting a message in there. So how do you balance both that humor and that heart in your performance?
Well, I think I learned this. I used to be a pastor as well. So I used to be a pastor. Well, I haven't told the congregation yet. So I figured when they come back, I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? I have a little bit of that in my background, and then stand-up comedy. And so I've learned to take my stories and the troublesome things in my life and have the jokes drive the story. So people are listening and they don't even realize that I'm talking about an inspirational thing. And so that's kind of where I kind of dive from, is like there's some heartaches I've had, some hardships we all have. And so just sharing that up there, but a litany of jokes in it.
I could agree with that. And I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like a great time as well. Great inspiration with some humor and some laughter. I love that. Before we let you go, what type of inspiration or connection would you love for West Bloomfield families to take away from your performance?
Oh, man, I would love for them to just be inspired, to walk away and feel like they just had a great time. You know, I really believe in the power of laughter. If you're in West Bloomfield and you're watching this and you're like, I haven't laughed in a long time, bring your family, bring your friends, and just come and enjoy it. Like this show is for you, not for me. And so you're gonna have a blast. And also, I think it's important to know, you can bring kids, you can bring family. Kevin, I'm raising raccoons right now. I don't know if you can hear the chaos in the background, but they got up 5 minutes before me, okay? And I caught them eating salami and cheese. They found the salami and cheese board. I'm raising raccoons, Kevin. I don't know how to deal with this. This is why I'm going to West Bloomfield, Michigan. Because and I'm telling you what, I don't know anybody that gets up at 5 in the morning to eat a charcuterie board, but my wild children are doing it. So just come in and laugh with me. I need a break too. Let's all, maybe we can all get babysitters. I don't know, but it's going to be fun.
When you said, I didn't know whether to take you something like, is he really raising raccoons? Yo, Chris. All right, okay. We already get a taste of the energy that he's going to bring to West Bloomfield, and I love it. Once again, Mr. Chris Wineland, Christian comedian, award-winning, who will be at Covenant Baptist Church August 16th. Thank you again for your time, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate that as well. Looking for a great time, 7 p.m. Saturday, August 16th, Covenant Baptist Church right here in West Bloomfield. You can go directly to Chris Wineland's website for more information on his exclusive tour as well, chriswineland.com. And we have more to talk about in regards to events happening right here in West Bloomfield. A little bit of music to get you out and dance to. We'll talk about that as I wipe the tears from my eyes from laughing so much. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
So much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on The Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
Can't be late to your own party. Hurry up! Hurry up! Ah! Do not cut me off. It's her fault. Her fault. Ah. You kidding me? Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk! Late! Out of my way! Honk! I hate construction!
You should have slowed down.
My party.
You wouldn't act this way in a store, so don't act this way on the road. Driving slower saves lives.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
Hi, I'm Chris Fry, Park Superintendent, West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you for all you do in the community, and thank you for having me on The Splash throughout the season to talk about activities out in the parks. Chris Fry, proud to be 1 in a million.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Floodwaters can rise fast. Take precautions to stay safe. Follow the instructions of local officials and all emergency notifications. If authorities say evacuate, don't wait. Do not walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Just 1 foot of water can sweep away a vehicle. Never drive around barricades. You don't know what danger may be on the other side. For more tips on how to protect your family, visit ready.gov/floods.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. The Marsh Bank Music Series is a free concert offering an evening of entertainment in a scenic outdoor setting. Wednesday, July 30th, the band Lost West, known for its energetic blend of rock and country music, will perform live at Marsh Bank Park. Joining me on The Splash Live to tell us about their career and upcoming performance is Bob Ahlers and Jake Osborne of Lost West. Thank you both for being here.
What's happening? Hey, guys.
Yeah, sorry about the mispronunciation. Bob Ahlers. I said that right, correct?
It doesn't matter.
Sorry
it's
about
all
that.
good.
My
Ahlers,
apologies.
you know.
My apologies. Lost West join us right here on The Splash Live. We appreciate you for being here. Now, I'm curious about, like I said, your career leading up to this event that you'll be performing at. Let's get the story behind the name, Lost West. Bob, can you start us off? What's the story behind that?
Not really any good story. The guitarist came up with the name and they were like, this sounds kind of cool. And I was like, what does it mean? And they said, they don't know. So we said it sounded cool, so we went with it. It's pretty much the whole story.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
A little more to it than that.
There we go.
They came up with Lost, and I added West because I thought Lost by itself was a little bland. I added West to the end of it.
Is that you? Oh, I didn't remember that. Okay.
A collaborative
Yes.
effort nonetheless, and it just made sense. So there we go. Hey, it formed organically, and I love it, and here we are. Now, Jake, getting to you, how would you describe the sound of Lost West for someone who's never heard your music?
I would say we're a eclectic blend of country, pop, rock, funk. We do what the people want for the local Metro Detroit music scene. It seems to be a upbeat kind of town. We even play some Motown in the. It really depends on the venue and the situation. We like to be able to cater to our audience. So you have to have a large repertoire of songs ready at the get-go.
Correct. I would agree with that as well. Tailoring it to the different audiences and venues and the moments, that means you're very mindful of what's going on as well. And with that being said, covering a large landscape of different genres, Jake, continue with you. What are some of your biggest musical influence? I want to start with you, Jake, and then you, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, certainly. We come from the Detroit area, so Detroit hard rock, even some of the, Motown stuff and the funk. There's such a thriving community of Detroit artists that I still follow in the R&B scene and some of the more rhythm and blues stuff. So nobody I'm going to name drop off the top of my head, but Bob might have a few.
As far as influences on our music go, I mean, I like everything. So we like Stevie Wonder. I like Stevie Ray Vaughan. We play a lot of country. We do Tyler Childers. We do older country like Shania Twain. I mean, you name it, we play it. It's pretty much like if we like playing it and we enjoy playing it and it gets people dancing, then we're gonna play it. There's really no like a hard fast rule to what we're gonna play.
I love that as well. Like you said, tailoring to your audience and giving them exactly what they want. That's what entertainment is all about.
Yeah, I kind of screw up the flow sometimes.
Call Shania Twain older country. That just
makes you sad, huh, Jake?
Right.
Yeah,
well, we're in our 30s now, so I guess we're old.
That's what they would call us. But with me right here on the Splash Live, by the way, Lost West, who will be performing at the Marsh Bank Music Series on July 30th. We have drummer Jake Osborne and lead vocalist Bob Ahlers. Did I say Ahlers? Did I say it right?
Allers. That's You can call me whatever you want, man. It's all
I'm
good.
gonna get it right. I'm sorry about that, man. I appreciate you as well. So I want to talk about this. We're talking about a lot of cover songs that we're doing, but what about original music? Do you all have original music? And talk about the songwriting process behind that. Start with you, Bob.
We do have original music. We just haven't recorded any of it. Actually, one of our guitarists, Mike, he's not on the interview today, but he's actually a prolific songwriter, and he's got I'm the singer, but I actually have a hard time writing lyrics. The guitarist actually has a really good grasp on writing music, so he's got a bunch of tunes he wants to play. I've got a few tunes. It's just a matter of getting them down in the studio, you know.
Any plans to play some of the original songs at the Marchbank Music Series?
No, they're not. They're not ready yet to be performed live, but soon we'll be breaking them out soon.
No problem at all. No problem at all. So we're playing at a very, I'll call it a local iconic venue as well. Being outside, very scenic atmosphere. Jake, what's your favorite part about playing outdoor community concerts like the Marchbank Music Series?
As the drummer, I love to feel the subs and to actually get people on the floor dancing. When you can really feel the kick drum and indoors, you kind of lose that outdoor. Yeah, exactly. To get the people up on their feet, having a good time. And we just try to keep the night flowing. So
I guess one question I want to ask from an entertainment perspective as well. You got to have like some type of engagement with the audience as well. It's not just up there performing and just being flat and monotone. There has to be a back and forth to some extent. So just talk about, let's start with you, Jay. How do you engage with new listeners and build a connection during a live set?
Well, I mean, as a drummer, the most I can do is flip my drumsticks and twirl them and smile. I'm not the frontman of. I'm holding down the rhythm section in the back. Me and our bass player Ken Williams, who's a real established local artist. He's and me and him will just lock in, and you can tell the people in the audience that have rhythm backgrounds because they'll keep their eyes on us. But our front guys, our two guitar players, are running around, spinning around. Our lead singer Bob, obviously, and our amazing female vocalist Anna. They're all singing and really engaging. And there'll be little kids, that are coming up, and there'll be a bunch of families there. So we, like I said, we tailor to the venue, and
there you go.
We try to make it a family-friendly event outside compared to some of the rock and roll bars we'll play at night on the weekends.
From your perspective,
yeah, basically,
Bob?
I'm sorry. I was going to say,
go ahead, please.
I alternate between going like, hey, how y'all doing? And are you guys doing okay out there? No, it's not that lame. But yeah, sometimes it gets repetitive. But yeah, I mean, I try to kind of, what usually works for us is we'll play a tune. We'll start off without even announcing ourselves, and I feel like the music kind of tenderizes the audience a little bit, if you will, and then after that song, we'll kind of be like, hey, what's going on? Like, hey, we're Lost West, like, what's up? And usually we get a pretty good reaction to that, and then throughout the show, we'll, interact with people, or, if people want to, usually people will ask for requests, and we don't really do that very often, but if we do know a song, we'll play it, but,
there it is.
We'll advertise it, we have some merchandise, and, we'll kind of go back and forth and just kind of feel it out,
Yeah, I completely agree. And we got to let you go, but I do want to ask you both real quick for your advice for anyone listening, up-and-coming artists looking to establish their name in the Michigan music scene. Starting with you, Bob, then going to you, Jake. What advice would you give to local musicians trying to build their brand right here in the music scene?
Just don't break up. Just don't get into petty arguments. Just don't let personal stuff come between you. Keep at it. And all you can do is get together and play music. And if you stay doing that, then you'll succeed. I was in an original band before this band for 7 years, and we broke up. If we would have stayed together, it would have been cool. But these days with this band, I love playing with these guys, and I hope it continues, and I hope continue to make people happy and make them dance. That's all we can do.
Well said, Jake.
Yeah, I agree with that. I second staying with the same group of guys and treating it not just as a hobby, but as a profession, and being able to cater to your audience and invest in your craft with the sound equipment and your instruments, and it'll pay off tenfold one day.
Well said. Hey, I love it. I love it.
One day.
Very inspiring, but keep on keeping on and just do what you love.
Yeah.
Follow your passion. I love that. And link with people who are just as passionate. Want to thank you both again. Good luck during your performance again. Drummer for Lost West, Jake Osborne, and lead vocalist for Lost West, Bob Elyers. We appreciate
Right
you.
on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can get more details about the Marchbank Music Series from West Bloomfield Parks website at wbparks.org for more. The Jacket Club is a local 501(c) charitable organization dedicated to helping Keego Harbor and Greater West Bloomfield residents in need. They will be hosting a charity golf outing in partnership with Gino's Restaurant Thursday, September 4th at the Pontiac Country Club in Waterford. We spoke with Dennis Kearns of the Jacket Club of Keego Harbor to tell us a little bit more about the event. How you doing, Mr. Kearns?
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Doing just fine. Interested in this annual golf outing charity event that you all have going on. So let's just speak about it. What makes this golf outing, which is annual if I'm not mistaken, what makes it so popular and successful as a fundraising event for the Jacket Club?
Well, it's got a deep history of helping out the community, as Gino's Restaurant so often does. And he's been doing it for decades. You know, you get a good group of solid people that are helping have a great time out golfing together and then raising money for the charity as well. It's a great combination of community leadership.
Yeah, having a little bit of fun, doing it for a good cause as well. Killing two birds with one stone, can't be mad at that. Now, we just briefly talked about how the funds are being used for proceeds to benefit some of the things that the Jacket Club does. Can you give us a little bit more details on how the funds raised from this event are used to support the local families and individuals in Keego Harbor and Greater West Bloomfield?
Well, we've been doing this. The Jacket Club has been in existence for more than 60 years, and we've been providing Christmas for some of the less fortunate in town. We've been working the last few years with West Bloomfield Optimists. We actually assisted 60 families last year, 42 children from Keego Harbor with gifts, toys, and food for the holiday season. We spend probably $5,000 to $6,000 a year every season, so it's important for us to restock our monetary treasury and be able to help again next year.
Yes, and we appreciate all the work. I think we highlighted one of the holiday events that you all did last year as well. And we want to continue to applaud you all for the effort and the work that you do in our community and the difference that you make. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you all do something with gift baskets and gift certificates, collecting those and doing different giveaways. Please?
We're in the process right now of trying to get local businesses and residents to give gift baskets or door prizes or so that we could raffle off as well at the golf tournament. It would be a great way of helping out. You could get a hold of Rocco at Gino's and let him know if you've got something you want to donate, or you can give me a call somewhere.
Perfect. And by the way, with us right here live on The Splash, talking about the upcoming Jacket Club fundraiser golf outing, we have from the Jacket Club of Keego Harbor, Mr. Dennis Kearns, just giving us more details on it. Now, let's just backtrack now that I think about that. Let's give the details, the who, what, where, when, and why of the event as well.
Well, the event itself is going to be September 4th. Early morning start, four-man scramble, and then a steak dinner afterwards at Gino's Restaurant.
Perfect. So all community involvement, working with Gino's and other organizations. And speaking of other organizations, if I'm not mistaken, you all recently partnered with the West Bloomfield Optimist Club as well to provide some food baskets. Can you just talk about that collaboration and how it worked?
Yeah, well, what we did was we, and along with the West Bloomfield Fire Department, used their fire hall, and we brought in, like I said, probably about, our part of the donation was probably about $5,000 to $6,000. The West Bloomfield Optimists came up with quite a bit as well, and we were able to help out 60 families in the West Bloomfield area, 42 children from Keego Harbor area that Plus some, we put together food baskets for some of the senior citizens in Kego as well. So it was really a great thing to do around holiday time when people should be celebrating, and some people have a little less than others.
Yep. Well said. And I'm glad that you all keep that in mind, too, the different levels that people are at. I mean, we are in a very well kept neighborhood and community, West Bloomfield, Greater West Bloomfield, but not everyone is living at a certain status as well. So to keep that in mind, it speaks volumes. And going to that point as well, how do you all identify the families and the individuals that are in need within our community to ensure the donations are reaching them?
We work with the school system primarily. A lot of the school counselors give us referrals to the children, and that's the best way we know to keep it clean and to make sure that the needs are being met with people that have the needs.
Yeah. Well said. With us right here again on the Splash Live, talking about the upcoming Kego Harbor golf outing in partnership with Gino's Restaurant from the Jacket Club of Kego Harbor. We have Dennis Kearns talking about that event, which is happening on September 4th. That's a Thursday at the Pontiac Country Club in Waterford. Now, organizing this and other events, some people may not see the work that goes into it. They just see the end result. Great, successful event. But there's some hurdles that it takes when you are putting these events together, such as the golf outing. So can you speak to some of the challenges that the Jacket Club faces when it is organizing these events and fundraisers?
Well, every time you're trying to get a group of people together and put a plan, some things work smoother than others. Rocco's been in charge of the Gino's outing for the last few years, and he's got a lot of experience and uses it well. And we're just there to assist him in his needs, and to perform on September 4th and be there for the golfers and Gino's restaurant and the charity as well.
That's right, and we love that too. Now, don't want to hold you up too much longer. Anything that the Jacket Club is currently working on or planning for the future you can tell us about?
We're always looking for new fundraising ideas or new ways to raise funds. If people want to make a donation, we are a 501c3 charity, so it's tax deductible. Our post office box is 452 Kego Harbor 48320. We're always willing to take donations, and you'd be helping the community out tremendously.
Perfect. And as we land the plane, once again, Mr. Kearns, anyone that's interested in the Jacket Club, the golf outing, or just want to know more, please tell them how they can do so.
Probably get a hold of Rocco at Gino's Restaurant. Stop by there. All the information would be there. Their phone number is 682-6540, but it'd probably be better to stop by and talk to people.
Yeah, stop by, see them face to face. No Facebook, no social media, no phone calls. Go right in there. Hey, we appreciate you again, sir. Thank you for you and everything that your organization does to our community. Once again, from the Jacket Club of Kego Harbor, Mr. Dennis Kearns. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate all your help.
And keep up with Civic Center TV on all digital platforms. We're on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, YouTube, Instagram, and X at Civic Center TV. And of course, you can find us active on our website, civiccentertv.com. I've been your host, Kevin McIntosh, and per usual, we are live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.